Welcome back, everyone. It's Jack OATz the GOAT, and I'm going to be doing a review of the latest Black Clover manga. I believe it's chapter 210. Let's just get into it. But before we do, like, subscribe, share, help grow the channel. It's going to get really big, I really hope. And I'm going to be working on a pretty big project. So if I'm not on time with some of these updates with Black Clover and Boruto, then that's what I'm probably working on, as well as some music. So just give me a little time to adjust with everything going on. But this month I should be pretty on time with stuff since my schedule is pretty clear. But yeah, let's get into this chapter 210 of Black Clover. I want to be straight up honest with you. I didn't like this chapter. The thing is that this chapter that we got this week is the chapter that we should have got 2 weeks ago. And if you looked at my other review, I didn't like that chapter either. That was a completely useless trash chapter that they could have just completely skipped. I wouldn't have minded a 2-week break to go, to avoid that chapter, because absolutely nothing happened. No information was said. The plot didn't progress any. It was just all around useless. This one is the one we should have got. This one is, again, just a little filler. It was kind of a waste again, but a little more things did go down in this chapter. But I mean, they're just really dragging this out, and this fight should have been done maybe like one chapter ago. Or by this chapter at least. But anyway, we start off with the devil. He's just talking all kinds of crap with all the mouths on his body. I have a feeling it's going to look and sound really cool once it adapts to the anime. That's going to be really sick to see. But then you have Asta with his new sword, and he looks like he's in pain, and he's saying his body's at his limit. Which I don't understand. I understand it's been a long fight. Maybe if that's what they're referring to. But if he's just referring to this black divider sword thing, he didn't do anything with it last chapter. Like, nothing of worth. So, I mean, if he's tired from that, then that sword's kind of useless, to be honest. And I'm just, don't take this as me hating the show. I mean, every series is going to have some trash chapters, some trash episodes, and that's what we're getting here. Honestly, I'm not gonna fanboy over things. I'm very, very upfront, straight to it, and honest with everything I do. I'm gonna be critical of anything that I actually like. If I didn't like it, I wouldn't spend any time on it. But Lumiere and Lick decide, like I said in the last chapter review, that looks like there's nothing we can do except for save their comrades in the lower levels, which is, it's a cool thing to do, but it's just like, it's kind of a lame passing of the torch happening, and there wasn't much call for it. I mean, I think they're more than capable of finishing this fight themselves. But, I get it as far as passing the torch and, getting Austin, that character development that they need. I just think it could have been written a little differently than just like, oh, yeah, let's just leave it to these kids and one who's just about pooped to finish this fight with one of the most ultimate powers that we've seen. So that's cool. But then we get a cool little cut to Jack, and he's just having fun fighting, and he's enjoying the fact that the person that he's fighting has this recovery magic so that he can keep slicing. And we know with Jack's slicing magic that his slicing gets it's sharper and sharper for each thing that it cuts. So this fight's gonna get super big if it gets the chance. But then we see all of the devil magic start flooding into the rooms, and it shows everyone. It shows Nozel, Mimosa, Noel, Jack, Fuegolian, and they're all trying to escape in some fashion. And then we have Mario Leona showing up, who was supposed to have been knocked out and down for the count, but we all know she's down for a fight. Mario Leona is such a beast, and I hope we get more. I hope she just stays in the story. I hope everyone in the Vermilion family stays in this story, because man, they are epic. people. Then we get also Charmy. She's worried, but I mean she's worried in her own charming way. She calls it, "What's all that unappetizing stuff?" Which is the demon magic. So it's cool. So then we get Lit in one panel and Lumiere in the other. It's like a side-by-side split face sort of thing. And we have Lit saying, "The Demon Dweller sword is a sword that connects to and stores its wielder's magic. In turn, it lets its own magic reside in those bonded to it." So that's a little more information on the Demon Dweller sword that we didn't know. The fact that it lets its own magic reside in those that were bonded to it. So that's some cool synergetic stuff happening. So we really got to get Asta to learn how to use that sword, because right now that's his best sword. And he's only used it instinctually once or twice. So I'm hoping Licht sticks around long enough after this fight to let Asta know how to use it. Because, like I said, it's going to be absolutely essential for him to learn how to use. Then we have Lumiere saying, "My magic can repel the devil's magic. So with my magic channeled into the sword, everyone below can be saved." So he's giving Licht some of his magic to spread to those that are bonded to it, which is all the elves that he borrowed magic from, which there are elves in every room since everyone was fighting them. So he's using them, and they cast a spell. It's called Union Magic, Demon Dweller Sword, Protecting Light. So then everyone gets shrouded in this light, and the devil magic is just null and void. It's pretty much surrounding them, but whatever's touching the light is getting destroyed. So they've effectively saved everyone. And then we get Mimosa and Raya. And Raya is laying on the floor, and he's explaining that it's Licht's and our prince's magic, and he's referring to Lumiere as the prince. But Mimosa doesn't know what he's talking about because, they don't know him as the prince. So I like this little snippet that we get of Raya. I hope he also sticks around, because I think there's a lot that he knows that he just hasn't spilled out to everyone. I think he's going to be a very valuable source of information later on. But he continues to say, "My connection with Licht more or less made me aware of what's happening above." So I'm guessing this is more just like that connection with the Demon Dweller sword. From earlier on for that Elven Spirit Bomb, he kind of knows, he's able to actually see what's happening to an extent. He continues to say, "And it's all accomplished by a touching reunion with that little prince." Jeez. And he says, "I'm jealous, seriously." So, I mean, he seems like a curmudgeon, as a character. One of those just hard shell, but on the inside he's kind of a softie. So he's glad that they've had their reunion and everything's not as it seems when our prince betrayed Licht and the entire Elven race. So I think he's relieved, but he's saying that in his own way. So we move on. Palatry jumps in this fight, and not really in the fight. He's just kind of saving himself. It looks like himself, Licht, and Lumiere. He says, "Demon-like creation magic, bright judgment whip." So he creates a dark magic, a demon magic, light whip to protect himself, Lumiere, and Licht, so that Licht and Lumiere can focus their magic and their energy on keeping everyone safe in the lower levels. And he says he won't ever doubt the bond between a human and an elf again, or specifically Licht and Lumiere's bond. As we saw, that was his issue for the entire series so far, so that was cool. Then we get back to Yuno and Asta. Asta's having a terrible time. He's just struggling, and Yuno comes in to save the day. He still has that cold stone face, that Yuno face. but he is in his head and he's thinking, while I'm protected by this light, I can move fast. So this protecting light serves as a double purpose to protect them from the demon magic and to also aid their fighting abilities. So that is pretty cool. As if needed any more amps. I mean, with this Elven boost, this is new Zephyr Sword, which is wind spirit magic, along with the magic from everyone else in that room that can affect the devil. I mean, this kid is just broken. So Asta is relieved that Yuno's there because he was about to get his ass kicked. And Yuno says, focus on trying to get a stab at him, you overzealous idiot. And Asta, it's just that combination, Yuno always sparks that fire in Asta, and Asta always sparks that fire in Yuno. So when Asta was pooped, he comes in and says this, and he says, I got it, you pretty boy, talented bastard. So he looks kind of rejuvenated, ready to go another round, now that Yuno is there to kind of help him out. Then the devil keeps talking more crap. It's kind of a waste of manga space. Like, we get it. You hate him. And now there's these giant hellworms aimed at Yuno and Asta. And all the mouths are now saying in unison, it looks like this is the end. Then we get, what's the elven name for Charlotte? I think it's Shara. And Yami, they're protected by this light magic. And Yami says, now we'll be able to see exactly what's happening up there. My magic sense and ki aren't giving me good vibes at all. So he raises his sword, and he says, let's give them weird tentacle thingies a lesson, Thorny Sin Princess. And she says, don't tell me what to do. And he said, make a scabbard out of your vines. And she says, hit them well. So I believe that's the end. Oh, no, it's not. So Yami... it has the last panel, the last manga page that we get are 3 separate panels. Yami on the top, kind of like a, what was it? Like Power Rangers when they start going into their like robot stuff. So we have Yami on the top, and then Yuno on the right, if you're looking at a computer screen, and Asta on the left. And Yami says, maybe it's Yami or maybe all 3 of them saying, let's put everything we've got into this one strike. So Yami is taking a blind shot because he can't see the actual battlefield, but like he said, he can sense it with his ki and his mana. While Yuno and Asta have a direct shot at the devil, a somewhat direct shot. So this looks like it's going to be the final blow, finally, because this has been dragging on for so long, especially with this week break that they took, which I'm glad they did. They took it for health reasons. Health is important. I just got over being extremely sick and like literally thought I was gonna die. But they could have skipped 2 weeks because that one way back was unnecessary. This one was just what the chapter, what 209 should have been, just to kind of, if they needed that filler, use it, and then they could have skipped 2 weeks and then came out with, whatever they're going to do for chapter 211. Overall, this chapter, if I were to rate it, I'd give it a 5 out of 10. We did get a little bit of plot progression. The fight is moving on. I just don't understand what they're trying to do with Asta and this new Black Divider sword. From what it seems like, it's an entirely new sword. So we have a 4th sword, it sounds like. But we haven't seen it really do anything. If anything, Asta says he's able to control where he flies now, but he is slower, but also stronger, so it's a give and take, it looks like. But I mean, if that's all it is, that kind of sucks. He should just learn how to control that other one. But I'm not the writer, and I've got my own taste, so I mean, you don't have to agree with what I'm saying, of course. So I'm just here to give you what happened in chapter 210. Now, what I'm most interested in is Yami still. I mean, I know I've talked about in almost all of my reviews on Black Clover lately, but him being able to strike the devil is pretty odd, and I'm very certain it's because he is what's considered as a Jotun, which is also considered as somewhat of a demon in Norse mythology. So I think that's why he's able to do it. and that'll be interesting, to see. I'm also seeing a lot of people on fan pages say that they want to see this devil full-on take over Asta in this match. I would disagree with that, just because, one, this match is already over, essentially, and it doesn't seem like the devil has any more tricks up his sleeve. He's having a tough time with what's going on right now. And they're building a story where it's not solely based around Asta, right? There's enough of the story based on Yuno, and right now it looks like they're trying to develop Yami for some reason, which is really cool, because one thing that this series does well is provide a lot of character development for a lot of characters aside from the main characters. So that's one of my favorite things about the series so far. And I just don't see Asta having that full demon takeover in this battle. I think it will happen. It's gonna happen for sure. But just not this one. It doesn't seem like the right time for that. This is more of a... it's not Asta show. It's the elf and human show. So it's kind of rebuilding that bridge that Licht and Lumiere were trying to build. Now, I do think that either Licht or Raya will spill the beans on maybe Yami being a Jotun, possibly, or just letting everyone know that there's other races out there that could need help, or that are worth reaching out to. Because, like I said before, we know that Charmy's a gnome, or dwarf, excuse me, and she's a pretty significantly powerful character. So that's worth looking into. And I'm sure the elves, they were almost considered next to gods. So I'm sure with their knowledge, they knew about other races. That might be a thing later on, who knows? All in all, I just can't wait for the next chapter, because we've had so much filler and then the break. So I know chapter 211 is going to be lit as heck. But that's all I got on this chapter. I'm sorry it's not too much, but I wanted to give you guys something, since it has been a little bit since my last upload. As far as updates go, I will be jumping back into My Hero Academia. Like I've said in one of my other videos, I forgot which one it was, I tried doing a reaction to it, but it ended up getting flagged and taken down altogether, and it was 5 episodes. It was the first 5 episodes, and it was going to be really cool. I mean, I was doing a drinking game for every time Deku cries, take a shot, and I was drunk by the end of 5 episodes, believe me. But I'm going to do it again. I'm just going to format it differently, so it won't have the actual episode up as I'm watching it. Unfortunately, since there's all this attack on content creators as far as manga and anime goes, they're flagging channels, they're threatening to sue. So I don't want to take that chance. No one wants to be sued or threatened to sue, and I definitely don't want to get flagged again and waste all that time. So what it'll look like essentially is I'm going to be playing a drinking game while I'm watching it. So it'll be I found one online where it's, of course, when Deku cries, every time he breaks a limb, and there's some other stuff on there that I think I'll just have to get more familiar with as I learn other characters. But I'll be doing that, and you'll just see how many times I take a shot, and then I'll give my review on what I saw, and I'll make sure it's interesting, and I'll put maybe some clips from the anime, or at least a slideshow of what I saw and some points to touch on. But yeah, that'll be coming up. I really like the show, and I didn't want to continue on until I figured out a way to format it without it getting flagged by YouTube. So look forward to that. Hopefully I'll be able to get it done this weekend. I got a few things to do, so hopefully I can get it out at least by Sunday. If not, it'll definitely happen by next week. So make sure to tune in on that. If you have not seen My Hero Academia, I'll say by the first 5 episodes, I'm hooked. That was probably the fastest I've ever been hooked by an anime, to be honest with you. And I'm dedicated to it. And if you're, a veteran watcher, watch it with me and help me understand what's going on, because I'll probably definitely have some questions, and just to make sure not to spoil anything. But other than that, you guys, that's all I got. Let's look forward to chapter 211 of Black Clover, because I know it's going to be lit. With that, it's Jack Oates to go. Out.